Welcome back to Two Douchey Guys.
Featuring
beer review. Go ahead.
Featuring Anne. She's our good luck charm for tickets. She got us into Dark Lord Day almost single-handedly, but also got us the vanilla bean bourbon barrel aged version of the Dark Lord beer,
and
which
she recently scored on the old Bow and Luke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Today we have Saison Bretta from Logsdon.
Out of? Was it West Bend? Where was it?
No, it's from Hood River.
Hood River.
Which is in Oregon now. Previously we did another one. I think it was the Peche Sour beer that we did.
Different brewery.
Different brewery. But nice to see the competition well.
Yeah.
And hopefully this beer is going to live up to its reputation. We'll tell you more about that in a second. Let's get it open.
Let's do it. So anyway, when your channel is launched, you'll be reviewing pretty much the same thing we review, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
But you'll be giving the female perspective.
Yes, which will probably be a lot shorter and sweeter than your perspective. You get lots of carbonation.
Wow, that really is carbonated.
Well, being a Saison, it's going to be naturally carbonated,
Right.
so you do expect it to have more bottle conditioning and higher carbonation levels. But
Wow.
slapping on out of there.
All right. So
Now, the name does say Saison Bretta, so I'm guessing it's going to have some Brettanomyces characteristics to it, but hey, we're going to see.
well, so far it's looking nice. We got a nice yellow golden color. Obviously, big head with all the carbonation we're getting out of it from the ice. I have to assume also that it's bottle conditioned.
No,
And almost orange juice looking.
it is. Being a Saison, they generally are.
Sure.
But yeah, we get a nice straw, golden orange color, almost kind of reminiscent of orange juice.
Yeah. Interestingly, yours is a bit hazier, I think. Well,
Yeah.
Maybe not so much there.
Yeah, nice finger and a half.
yeah, definitely.
the
She's
head.
obviously with that tulip.
Yeah. Nice, thick, white head, loose bubbles. Let's go ahead and get a smell on this.
Ready to get a smell on it?
Sure.
Anything you want to describe on it?
Not yet. We're good.
All right, let's smell. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you do get that nice funk. When we say that, you get a nice vinegar mixed with lemon juice type of smell. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, you get a little bit of salt to it.
Yeah,
But yeah, just nice. Almost a little bit of bubble gum probably from the yeast. But
Probably.
yeah, it's mostly vinegar, lemon juice type of smell.
what do you think? What are you getting?
Yes. I would go with the bubble gum. I get quite a bit of that actually. Now, granted, I did not pay attention. This is not the correct glass to serve this in, but
It's not incorrect per se, but anything that's going to go ahead and funnel this up.
yeah.
The correct glass that they're saying
George,
is
it does
kind of like a brandy glass. This is close, but they want a
Slightly more fluid.
yeah.
And let me tell you that I think that's a brilliant thing. They give you the temperature and the glass style. And I think...
I would also like to say this is USDA certified organic beer.
Ah, very nice. I support that. But I do like that they're giving you the tips to best enjoy it. Because anyone, when you're trying to introduce someone to a new style, something that's out of their comfort zone, it's great to give as much direction as you can so that they know how to enjoy it and not get, oh, well, maybe I just didn't know what I was doing. I feel like an idiot, you know?
Yeah. Real quick, let's get the taste on it before we do any other specifics.
Ooh.
You get
I'm with her on that.
yeah.
Wow.
For me, you get a nice lemon kind of tartness, but you also get a little black pepper in there. Maybe a little bit of coriander, but with that, you get a nice like lemon juice quality to it, and it's
Like
not just the
from
rind.
concentrate.
Yeah,
That is strong.
a nice lemon juice. You also get a little bit of the malt at the back, kind of pilsnery, but also biscuity as well. And it is fairly dry, which is somewhat surprising, but yeah, just dominated by the lemon juice, vinegars, black pepper kind of flavor.
There's almost an alcohol. Do you know what ABV this is? Because
8%.
8%.
there's an alcohol, but it's almost a strong alcohol, like a rubbing alcohol. Do you get that at all? It might just be me, you know.
No.
It's that time of year.
I get what you're saying actually at the back, but
I'm not getting that, but
It's rather harsh.
It is, and I think it's a lot drier than I expected it to be.
and that rubbing alcohol kind of flavor that he's talking about does really contribute to the dry factor.
Well, it's the dryness
yeah.
causing that, yeah.
But real quick, before we start going into specifics as far as rating, this did get a gold medal at the GABF 2012
What's
rating.
the vintage on this particular bottle?
I don't know if it
I
has...
think it says on the back.
Yeah, it's right here.
No, my mistake.
It's best by March of 2020.
Yeah, so we're okay.
Bottle number 87230. Yeah, I wanted to say.
Yeah, again, it doesn't say the best by, or it doesn't say when it's bottled, but the best by date is 2020. So for Farmhouse ales, which this one is, also known as Saison, typically there's not a ton that goes into this as far as adjuncts that can affect the flavor.
My concern is that we're just drinking this very young.
Well,
And some of that alcohol bite is due to
traditionally, though,
no aging.
Saisons are meant to be drank young because, for those of you who don't know, for those of you that are new, Saisons are a traditional French/Belgian style, and what they were used for is they would be brewed during the summer, and they would be warm fermented, so you get that kind of funk, and a lot of people describe it as like a horse blanket hay type of smell or flavor, and they'd be used to give to the farm hands that were, in the fields, working the fields, as a form of hydration, but also as a form of payment.
Right,
So
right. Absolutely.
this beer isn't necessarily meant to be aged. So, either way. Not to say it couldn't benefit from some aging necessarily, but right now with the funk that I'm getting, I actually do enjoy what we've been presented as far as how young or old it is.
Well, it's time to do the rating. So
Yeah. According to Rate Beer, this one for style is going to get a 98, which isn't surprising considering it did win a gold medal at GABF for 2012, and for overall it's going to get a 99. So damn near perfect. Start with you. What do you think for style?
I gotta
Which is a Saison/Farmhouse
Sure.
ale.
For Saison, for the style, I'll go 8.5. I think it is nailing the style. I'm just not sure about all the taste I'm getting.
Oh, what makes you give it an 8.5?
Well, I'm just not so flattered by the raw alcohol flavor that I'm getting. And it is extremely tart. Now, I like tart, but this is just a kick in the gut tart followed by a fairly sharp alcohol flavor. I just don't feel that it's blended well yet. And I really do think it would benefit with a little bit of age. But it is, it tastes very young.
And for her debut review,
As these guys and you will come to find out, I am not the beer connoisseur that they are.
She's not
She
a
will
douche. She's not the douche that we are.
she's sharp as a whip, though.
Yeah.
My ratings will probably be slightly, well, actually will most likely be quite a bit different than theirs. I am probably not going to be using a 1 to 10 scale. It'll be probably more of a 4 or 5 beer scale. Whether or not, if I got a 5, I'd drink a lot of it.
Okay.
If I got a 1, I wouldn't have much of it.
She's gonna go 1 to 5 on the scale here.
And actually,
So what that means is she's not more critical.
Not necessarily. It's all scalar. That's why it's a scale.
yes. So actually, in regards to this, even though it came off fairly tart and dry, I really enjoy it. I would drink this again, and probably even frequently if I didn't have to ship away for it. But I would probably give that a 4 on my scale.
Very nice.
So, for me, and you went on an East Coast swing, correct? And you didn't hit any of the big ones. One of the big ones being Hill Farmstead.
Couldn't hit any of the big ones.
Yeah, well, time
constraints
and things like that. But Hill Farmstead does a lot of Saisons, and they're well known for them. Now, from what I found out, a lot of them are severely tart. And this one kind of falls in line for me with that. That being said, based on the Saison-style, the flavors I'm getting, I'll give it an 8. Kind of along with what you said, that kind of sharp, and it's very minimal. It's kind of like if you see a heart rate and it just jumps up real quick. That's kind of what it is with the alcohol sharpness. It's not there throughout the whole thing. It's really not prevalent whatsoever for but a split second. That being said, it kind of does take away from the overall flavor. I do love the tartness. I love the malt balance with it. 8 for me for overall.
All right. You mean for style?
For style, yes. Excuse me. Excuse me. Style.
All right, because that leads to overall. Okay, for overall, I don't dislike it. The issues that I'm having, people always talk about oil floating in water. Alcohol obviously is lower weight than water. I feel that there's a separation when I drink it, where I get a really good tart flavor, a bit of malty sweetness, but on top of that rides this raw alcohol flavor. It just doesn't meld well, but I don't dislike it either. I just feel that there's almost a wood alcohol taste in there at points. And I'll stick with an 8 though, because you know what? I love tart. This definitely delivers in that. But there is some alcohol separation there on my taste buds. What about you?
This is the great thing about drinking beer. We all have our own individual tastes, and I don't get that top layer of alcohol that you do. I'm not saying that it's not there. I'm saying, me personally, I don't get that. Completely. So I'm gonna leave it a number 4 on my scale.
4 beers?
Yes, 4 beers.
All right.
I'm gonna agree with Ann. For me, on the bottle, it says that you're going to get some spicy flavors in this, along with the tartness and all that. To me, the alcohol flavor that you're perceiving, to me, kind of goes along with the spicy flavor, at least on the nose.
There is a bit there, yeah.
I don't get a burn of alcohol. Now, I will give it to you, there's a tiny bit of an alcohol presence as far as taste goes there. It's not enough, though, for me to say that it's not the spicy quality that comes out from the Belgian yeast.
That's a probability, yes.
And I do love the fact that there's tart to this. And to me, when you have a Saison, I want there to be some tartness. Now, it doesn't have to be the entirety of tartness that you expect from other styles, but I want a little bit of that.
I agree.
To me, I'm going to stick with what I said for overall. I'm going to give it an 8. And for me, Saisons aren't my favorite, but they're up there.
Yeah.
And to be up there, though, you have to nail the Belgian quality, and to me, you have to nail some of the tartness. And this kind of hits solidly on all of that. Yeah, I'll go 8s across the board.
All right. Again, we've been really impressed with what we've been getting out of Oregon. As you know, we have a little Duchette's on this tap
just
coming up, but we are looking forward to that, and we like what's coming out of Oregon. So,
like, subscribe, and go ahead and comment down here. 2DG.